Welcome to the Park Bench. My name is David Hawksworth. I'm your host, and I'm here with Dave Outerkirk, who is a recreation
supervisor for the soccer, and I do a little bit of basketball too. So
All right. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being on.
As we just alluded to, we're going to talk a little bit about soccer today. The calendar's turned over to March, and hopefully things will start greening up soon. And
yeah, I mean, the spring is always a little bit different just because we're waiting for things to kind of come out of the winter hibernation. So the grass is not green yet. And, this year, so far, it's been really good on the weather side of it. So we're hoping, middle of March will tell the tale whether we continue to get some good weather and we'll get rolling. One way or the other, people are registering and we're on our way to it.
Okay. So there's lots of different options for soccer this spring.
Yep.
Let's go through them.
So mainly, the spring is 7v7 outdoor youth is what we run, and you can do it two different ways. We have individual registration to where if they haven't tried soccer before and they just want to get put on a team based on their school, we do friends play with friends as kind of our format. Mm-hmm. So they sign up based on the school. So if they have other friends that are third graders, fourth graders, and they think, well, will I be on the same team? Yep, you will. If you have a bunch of your friends from your class from your school we're going to put you all on the same team. So you can sign up that way, and then we take care of forming the teams and trying to get the coaches together, set up practice times for you, things like that. And then you can also sign up as a team. If you have a team that is pre-formed, maybe you've had a Parks and Rec team before and you're going to just carry that over to the next season, we can add a couple players to it if you want, or you just bring your team in and kind of take care of everything yourself. The nice thing about the way the program has grown over the past few years is that with this allowing some of these Parks and Rec teams to even stay together, I think it's given some continuity to both the coaches and the families on that team so that they sort of know that their kid has some place to play. And then they can even start a little bit earlier than sometimes we can with the teams that we put together ourselves.
Right. Okay, so most of these games are going to be at the soccer complex?
Yep, we'll start, right now registration's going on, it'll end around March 20th. Schedules will come out right in that same time frame. Make sure we got coaches together and stuff like that. We'll start at the end of March. We play on Saturdays out to the soccer complex. We'll generally run 9 o'clock in the morning to about maybe 2 in the afternoon. It kind of depends on how many teams we have to how late in the day that we run. 2 to 3 in the afternoon is not uncommon. We run 3 different age divisions. We run a second and third grade combined together. Then we run a fourth and a fifth grade combined together. And then we run a middle school division. Okay. And that turns out to be a lot of mostly 6th and 7th graders, because by 8th grade, a lot of kids have either picked a different sport or they went on to a more competitive team. But we get a pretty wide variety in all of them, from some teams that have been put together and are pretty good, and we try to keep them together, and then we just get some regular kids that want to try it out for the first time. So it's a fun season and a fun thing.
Right. Lots of variety from the younger kids to middle school age.
For sure. We'll do some individual training. We'll do some camp type training. What I usually do in the spring, as everybody's coming out of the winter, if they haven't played any winter soccer for a while because they've been on to other sports, we'll do some skills training days to where we'll just give the coaches a chance to maybe get with the players, or I'll run some different sessions. So we'll have some of those going on in April also. And then we can set up, usually what I do at the beginning of spring is set up a day where our first game, our official league game, we'll have kind of a festival almost, where we bring all the teams in that want to come that day in an evening, and we have them do like a half scrimmage just so they can kind of get a feel. If they're new, they can get a feel for some of the new rules. We can also get our refs out there and give them a chance to kind of blow the whistle for the first time outside in the deal, call offsides, just get used to all the rules. Gives me a chance to answer any questions for the coaches because they're all in one place, and the parents to kind of see how it's going to flow.
Okay, all right. So most of the games are on Saturday.
We'll run 6 games, and then we do a year-end tournament. The unique thing that I try to do that just gives them a different experience versus just playing league games is, instead of playing 8 league games, we play 6 league games, and then we seed everybody based on how their record was, and then we play a year-end tournament. Okay. So I usually give shirts out for the league champion of the 6-game season, and then we give medals out for the tournament champion for whoever finishes like first, second, or third in that one. So I think and it's just kind of a different experience rather than going there and playing, league games. And yes, you want to win, but if you win or lose, you're going to go on to the next game the next week for league. In a tournament, you kind of have that different pressure, that different feel of, hey, if I don't win, we're not moving on. I mean, this could be it. So I think the kids always get kind of excited about that. I know the coaches, are always a little bit more up for that one too.
Right. How frequent are the practices?
It varies. Parks and Rec teams will generally practice once a week at least. We get some teams that practice a couple times a week. Past that, that's about it. I know coaches will work because like baseball starts later on too. So like even on my situation with some of the other teams that I run, we have to kind of work with, and if we have 2 practices a week, but somebody can't make it for one of the practices, then it's just what we deal with. Part of the thing in Salina is we know we're going to share some kids with some other sports, and we try to make it so that it's a good experience no matter what sports they're playing.
Right. Now there's indoor soccer as well, right?
Yeah, we're just finishing up the indoor soccer. We had adult league, turf soccer, the tournament. The league just finished this last Sunday, and then the tournament will be this coming weekend. And so yeah, we had 7 teams in that of adult. Then we had youth futsal, which is hard court soccer. So we finished that up a couple weeks ago. So the winter's kind of coming to a close. We've had lots of different programs running, and we do that every year. So that's something. Now summertime, we'll have 3v3 outdoors coming. So that'll be something for everybody as we wrap up the spring season, say in early May, middle of May, we'll start kind of getting ready for summer 3v3. And it's kind of a more casual, because we know kids are going to be playing lots of other things or doing vacations and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more casual. They're quick games, they're fun games, they're on a small field. You only need 4 or 5 players because it's 3v3. So it's kind of a fun way to participate too.
And then looking ahead, there's fall soccer too.
Yeah, fall soccer, we do the same thing we do in the spring. Fall's a little bit bigger for us just because it's a longer season, because spring, we just never know when you're going to come out of the wintertime, and then we have to kind of end it by the time May's done because summer activities are starting. With the fall, we get it started in late August, run through September, October, and so it's just a little bit more the focus season, if you will, for everybody. We don't have baseball to compete against as much, so things like that. So yeah, we do the same thing, and then we get cranked up in November. We'll do indoor futsal again, the hard court soccer. We'll start that up again. So it's just kind of a way for the kids that want to stay in touch with the ball. Fall and spring are kind of your main 2 seasons, so that's when everybody gets serious and they do tournaments and just different things like that. Everything else, winter, our summer 3v3, and then even the winter 5v5 futsal stuff is a little bit more just for the kids that want to stay in touch with it. It's a little bit more less competitive, I guess I would say, casual, if you will, because we'll work around the other sports that we know are going to be, like basketball's primary in the winter, so we just kind of work around that. But we're just trying to make sure that the kids that want to participate and play and touch the soccer ball, all year round, if they want to, they can.
Right. Yeah, great opportunities all year long for soccer.
And an inexpensive way. I mean, like the spring and fall soccer, it's $60 per player. We provide the T-shirts. We'll provide the practice facilities as far as where they can practice at. They'll practice out to the soccer complex, just like we play the games. We have all the goals and facilities that we need out there. We have even some extra training stuff if they want to do that kind of stuff. We have some agility ladders and flags and different things like that the coaches can use if they want to. So we try to make it as immersive of a soccer experience as we can. If they want to get just deep into it and get really serious about it, we've got the stuff to do it. So.
Okay, all right.